Hi and welcome, it's DrBerry. Today I want to talk to you guys about something that may be on a lot of your minds, and that is I messed up. Over the holidays, I ate the wrong things, I ate too much of the wrong things, I messed up my intermittent fasting, I messed up my ketogenic diet. Now what? Okay, and so I think that probably you and a lot of your friends and relatives are feeling this way right now, and that's okay because I'm going to tell you how to feel about this, what to do about it, what not to do about it, and how to fix it. So if this sounds like a good topic that your friends and family members might be interested in, please take 1 second and share this on your social media so that we can help them not feel bad about messing up over the holidays, okay? Now, you messed up over the holidays, you ate crap that you should not have eaten, you ate way too much, you ate outside of your feeding window. That's okay, all right? Here's what we're gonna do. Step one is you're going to forgive yourself and realize that this is sort of physiological. This is sort of narrowly okay. It's not a big deal, okay? I play this mental game with my patients in the office. I say, when they ask me questions about diet and stuff, I say, okay, let's do this. Let's go back in time 30,000 years. Okay, here we are. We're back in time, 30,000 years. There's your grandmother, your grandfather, times 250 or 300 generations. What did they do? How did they eat? How did they live? And that's really what we're trying to base all of this on, because our DNA is exactly the same as their DNA. It's no different. The DNA is the same. What's changed is our diet. That's why we have epidemics of obesity and inflammatory disease and autoimmune disease and type 2 diabetes, is because of our diet, okay? So when you go back in time, did they eat just huge amounts of carbs and starches and sugars every day? No, they did not. They very seldom did that. That's why they were all lean and healthy, and unless they got eaten by a saber-tooth or they fell off a cliff or they drowned in the river, or they succumbed to some infection, they lived to ripe old ages and were very vigorous late into life. That's what we're trying to do, is mimic their good health and their vitality. So once a year, every year or two back then, they would come upon a honey tree, right? And what do you think they all did? They ate all the honey that they could hold. I guarantee you they did that because it tastes so good. And they laid around the honey tree in a sugar coma for 3 or 4 days. But that happened once a year, right? And then if your ancestors lived in temperate climates, basically not near the equator at all, then in the fall season, the fruit all got ripe at the same time. And so there was all this sweet, tasty fruit hanging on the trees. What do you think your ancestors did with that fruit? They ate it. That's exactly right. They ate as much as they could hold, and they gained weight so that when the winter came, they didn't starve to death, okay? So what you did over the holidays is something that's been happening for thousands and thousands of years. You ate as many carbs, as many sugars and starches as you could hold. So what I don't want you to do is feel bad about that or feel guilty about that. That's not that big of a deal. Now, if you're doing that every day, that's a big deal, and that's going to lead to inflammation and disease, type 2 diabetes, autoimmune diseases. It's going to lead to all that if you're doing that on a daily or almost daily basis. But if you just did that over the holidays, forget about it. Forgive yourself, move on, act like it didn't happen. Another thing I tell patients is, if you're religious at all and you sin, right, against your God, do you just say, well, that's it, I sinned, just forget it, I'll just forget religion, I won't be religious anymore? You don't do that. You pray forgiveness and you get back in the church pew and you move on. And that's what you need to do with your diet. You had a good holiday, you enjoyed good food with your family. Now it's time to get back in the saddle, as I say, and forget about it. It's no big deal. It's just like 30,000 years ago when they found the honey tree. They ate all the honey. And that's what you did over the holidays here, is you ate all the honey. But that did not make them fat and inflamed and diabetic, because they didn't do it every day. That's the key concept, is you can have a holiday, you can have a cheat meal, it's not a big deal. You just can't have it every day or every week. Make sense? So forgive yourself and get right back on your intermittent fasting schedule, get right back on your ketogenic diet, get right back on your paleo or primal diet, act like it never happened. Because in the big picture, cheating one day like that really has no meaningful effect on your health at all. It has no meaningful effect on your hemoglobin A1C, on your blood sugar, on your insulin level. It's no big deal. So stop feeling guilty right now. I'm talking to you. Stop that. Stop feeling guilty. Get back on the horse and act like it never happened. Now, if this message of encouragement and hope helped you to see the bigger picture, which is what we're really going for here, then please take a moment and hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell beside the subscribe button, because that way every time I get a bright idea, you'll be one of the first to know. And if you have a family member or a friend who needs these words of encouragement and to know that it's no big deal if you cheated over the holidays, it's not a big deal at all, share this on your social media. This is Dr. Berry. I'll see you next time.